Good evening everyone and welcome to the TTL F1 Sprint Cup. We are here for round 3 of the championship as we take in the Italian Grand Prix from the Autodromo Nazionale di Monza. Good evening everyone, I am James Hay, going to be taking you through the action as always. No Kieran McGinley here tonight, sadly. He has had to go because he's got work in the morning and he has to get some sleep. So just me tonight, but I'm sure we will be provided with the great action that we know TTL F1 the Sprint Cup has been known for in the past, and I'm actually thrilled to be bringing you this tonight in what I like to call now the sweat box, because it is absolutely, well, muggy is what I'm going to say. It is so warm, so hot. I'm going to be sweating. These guys on track, I don't know how they're going to cope with, some of them with 20 odd degree heat that we've got here in the UK, but we shall see how tonight goes. It will be quite an interesting night indeed. 4 minutes to go until the action begins, which gives us plenty of time to review what happened last week and to go through the standings as well. So Carlsberg is out in front in the championship standings on 105 points. Recon in second on 79 points. That to me is a gap, if I'm not mistaken, of 26 points to Carlsberg. So Carlsberg dominating Recon at this stage. Josh in third after 2 very strong races in Germany last time out. Laser is in fourth with Scuba in fifth. Very close there between second and fifth. Only 8 points separating Recon, Josh, Laser and Scuba. So there, as I say, are second to fifth. Mashiro is in 6th on 46 points, 25 points behind Scuba, so he's not out of it just yet, the Japanese man. Hopefully he'll be hoping for a better week this time. Sean in 7th on 41 points, then we've got a tie for 8th with Charlie and Coginio, who really came alive at his home track of Germany last time out. Really drove a great race. Look forward to see how he's going to get on tonight. He's on 28 points along with Charlie, and in 10th position is the Irishman TTG Cowboy, one of the newest additions to the TTG team. He is on 25 points. Running down to the bottom half of the grid, Maze is in 11th on 24 points. We've got Chubbs in 12th, along with Vaporon tied for 12th on 23 points. Zero in 14th on 21. Toxic in 15th on 20. Key is in 16th on 19. Carlsbury in 17th on 14. And if you're Invictus, Storm and the Gorge, well, you know what I'm going to say now. You have got nil points. But I'm sure them guys will score points here tonight if they're all racing. We have got a little bit of a delay in the invites getting out to the lobby here. We have got 10 drivers currently within the lobby, which isn't too bad. We are coming towards the end of the game cycle, just 2 weeks away, of course, from that infamous release of the F1 2020 game, which I will put on record now as saying it looks one of the best games that we've probably had in a while on F1 2020. We're going to be having the Amazon Web Services graphics going to be coming up as well. It could be quite an interesting thing for you guys as the viewers and for myself as a commentator going forward in TTML. And of course we are here in Italy, but just to run down the point system in case anybody has forgotten about the point system, we do have a very different point system here. It's kind of similar to the mini league point system that we run. First gets 30 points, second gets 25, third gets 20, so that's 5-point increments right there between first and third. Fourth gets 18 points, then fifth gets 15, and then we go down in 1-point increments from 6th all the way down to 19th. And if you're that unlucky driver in 20th position, which no one I don't think will be here tonight, they're on the fabled nil points. 20th position gets no points. There is also a point for the fastest lap as well, so all to play for. If your race is being ruined, all to play for that fastest lap, and you never know, that point could be the difference between you actually getting second in the Sprint Cup or you getting third in the Sprint Cup. It is simple as that. Carlsberg obviously leading by 26 points coming into tonight. We have round 3 essentially of that battle here tonight, I think, between Recon and Carlsberg, and what a track to have it at as well at Italy. Watch out for Josh, watch out for Laser, they've been both quite pacey. Chubbs as well has been quite pacey, and Coginio drove a great race last time out. Mainly, just watch out for everyone. Just watch out for everyone out on track. I think that's what the best thing I'm trying to say is, that is here. And obviously, we have to pay tribute as well still to Alex Zanardi, who is still in an induced coma. I know the doctors are going to be reviewing his condition next week, according to recent reports. And I know Alex, of course, he's an Italian at heart, won 2 gold medals at the Paralympics. He absolutely is a great role model for anybody who is a paraplegic out there. It is a great thing to see, and hopefully he will make a full recovery after his handbike accident. And our thoughts from all of us here at TTTV is of course with Alex Zanardi, and I'm sure we will all utter this: Forza Alex. There we go, Forza Alex. And definitely I think he will hopefully make a full recovery out of this and recover well. We have got 10 drivers here. I kid you not, we have got 10 drivers here. Invictus has not selected his car just yet. It is multiplayer cars, one-shot qualifying, 25% race distance. Vaporon, obviously our host tonight, will instruct us when to go. We might be waiting about 5 minutes or so, maybe for a few more drivers to turn up. There might be a couple running late. I know Carlsbury, if he's racing, normally pops up within qualifying, so we might be waiting for him indeed. I'm just going to see if there's anything going on Discord. Of course, if you are brand new to the channel, or if you're just tuning in for the first time, then welcome to TTTV and welcome to my world tonight, because Kieran McGinley no longer alongside me. He's been kicked out of the commentary box, probably sweating somewhere wherever he lives, and he will be, I'm sure, watching this on afterwards. And Kieran, my thoughts are definitely with you at this time, and I'm sure whatever happens tomorrow will go fine as well. I've been told he's going to be on site, so that's why he's not going to be with me here tonight. Which means we're in the sweatbox, as always. Like I've said at the start of the stream, it is so warm. It feels about 19 degrees out there currently. Trust me, it doesn't in my bedroom. It must feel nearly double that, to be honest. It is so horrible, so muggy, so warm, so hot. Any definition of the word warm. Yeah, but basically, well, I think all of these drivers are going to struggle possibly out on track tonight, especially if they're living down in the south of the country, where there's going to be about 20 degrees during the night, which is going to be absolutely horrible. But in the meantime, we are going to get going for some blue sky action here in Italy. Of course, it's going to be clear weather. Let's tune into the comment section and see how you guys are doing. Vaporon has readied up, which seems like it is our time to go. So all of the drivers, I think, will now be under the impression of readying up. We should be just moments away from the action beginning out on track. And good evening to everyone that is tuning in. Of course, if you are tuning in for the first time, don't forget to leave that like, comment, subscribe, and tick that notification bell if you are brand new to the TTTV channel. But if you're one of our regulars, then of course, welcome as well. And I'm sure you're going to be watching on equally as I am, and excited as I am, with the action that is going to happen out on track. Let me say this straight off the bat. 10 drivers out on track does not mean we will get a boring race. 10 drivers out on track could mean we get one of the best races that we see in the Sprint Cup. Let me just say that now. So if you are wanting to tune out, don't. I have seen races with 6-7 drivers in that have been utterly brilliant around here in Italy, albeit 25% races like we're having tonight. But it is really key, I think, to see some good action out on track, and I'm sure you guys will stay tuned in, of course. 10 drivers here. Invictus ready to pick up his first points of the season. But we have got some of the guys in. Carlsberg, Recon, top 2 in the standings. Josh as well is in here with Laser. Pretty much the top 4 in the standings, I think, are here tonight, which is fantastic. Hopefully we're going to see some good action, as I say, out on track. It's all about consistency within Italy. 11 corners await the drivers out on track, through the Della Roggia, through the Rettifilo chicane, then through the Della Roggia chicane, through 3 and 4, then into the Lesbos section at 5 and 6, down through Ascari 7, 8 and 9, and then through Parabolica through turns 10 and 11, that 180 degree right-hander to end off the lap. And infamously, of course, Alex Peroni, where he crashed in Formula 3 last season. That is, luckily there's no sausage curb, I don't think, on the outside, so you're not going to see anything like that. But if you do see any crashes out of Parabolica, it could possibly come from a loss of the back end, because the back ends do tend to be a little bit unstable around here, especially if drivers might have an unstable setup. But of course, I think these guys will probably have a stable setup, and will probably have a speed-based setup as well down the straight. Plenty of overtaking opportunities down both straights here tonight. 2 DRS zones, of course, 1 down the main straight, 1 down the back straight as well, and then 1 through, and then that is it. 2 DRS DRS zones. There is an implementation of apparently the third DRS zone, possibly coming up the straight towards Parabolica, but that's what I've heard. We're on board with Carlsberg, our championship leader here in the Sprint Cup, and we're going to get going around the bootleg track of the Autodromo Nacional de Monza. So Carlsberg on a set of mediums, very interesting to see a sprint strategy, to be honest. Brakes at the 100 meter board does Carlsberg, and now through turn 1. With the very low first gear, up to the second, looking very nice through there. Don't expect him to be lightning quick, to be honest. Recon Laser Zero currently out on track, but Vapor has retired from the session. Through Curva Grande at turn 3, and then into the Della Roggia chicane at 4 and 5. Let's see what Carlsberg's first sector is. It's 26 flat. Through the first sector for Carlsberg. Looking very nice indeed. A little bit shaky there out on the Della Roggia, but now towards the first let's go at turn 6. Looking very good actually, Carlsberg coming through there. Well, Chubb's just in behind him, Sean and Victor's Coutinho going around out on track as well, just in behind. Laser currently out on top, Recon second, Josh third. Carlsberg now running down towards the Scari. You can see the elevation change down towards the Scari. Heavy braking zone 53.2. The guys on the softs will be setting sub 53 through there for sure. Some of them may even be setting sub 52 through there. Carlsberg coming round through as he will drop down to 5th. Carlsberg now on the run down towards Parabolica. Through turns 10 and 11 for the final time. Let's see what this lap is going to be from our championship leader here tonight. Of course, defending champion in TTL F1 League 1. And Sean has retired from the session. Recon will come across the line on top, 119.2. Carlsberg 120.3. What's a pedestrian lap from him, to be honest? 1.1 seconds off Recon, but he's on a different set of tyres, so do bear that in mind. My PS4 going like the clappers in the background, if you can hear it. But we are getting going. Recon by 400ths of a second from Laser. Quite a close qualifying session actually between the top two. Josh in third with a 119.6, 4 tenths off the pace, with Carlsberg in fourth, best of medium runners with 1.1 seconds off the pace in fourth, Zero in fifth with a 120.8, 1.6 seconds off, Invictus in sixth with a 121.1, 1.9 seconds off the pace, and Coutinho in seventh on a 121.3 on a set of mediums, 2.1 seconds off the pace. Sean, Chubbs and Vaporon. Sean retiring from the session. Chubbs and Vaporon getting their laps disqualified. I think Vaporon actually might have got disqualification through turn 1 or turn 2. As did Chubbs as well. Watch out for Chubbs though. I think he's starting on a set of mediums possibly. So we're going to see how these drivers progress out on track. Of course, you're in the best company here on TTTV. TTL F1 Sprint Cup about to begin. As I say, 10 drivers. It might be one of the best races that you might see. Don't judge a book by its cover is what I'm trying to say. Don't judge it because there's 10 drivers here. Yes, it's poor attendance and we can gloss over that fact, but 10 drivers here could produce an absolute cream cracker of a race. That's what I'm hoping out for. 30-second countdown has just started. Carlsberg, Chubbs, Recon out on track. Now, give me a little bit of feedback within the comments section. How you guys been liking these streams, the TTL F1 Sprint Cup? I think honestly this Sprint Cup is a fantastic event. We've obviously seen some good attendances during the first 2 weeks. Not so in the third week, of course, with a certain F1 beta coming out today, but we have got 10 drivers here out on track, and it should be quite interesting to see, I think, how we're all going to get on. I think, honestly, these Sprint Cups are fantastic to let the time go by, and of course we get onto the new game. I'll be pre-ordering my copy of F1 2020 next week, which I'm sure you guys will be glad to know. Bit of a mix-up in the strategies then. Of course, these guys were in the multiplayer car, the base 2019 model. Recon on a set of softs. Top 3 obviously on a set of softs, as is Zero and Invictus. They had to qualify on that set of tyres. Everyone else, though, on a set of medium compound of tyres. So there's Carlsberg, Coutinho, Sean, Chubbs and Vaporon. If I'm not mistaken, the guys that didn't set a qualifying lap have got free choice of their tyre. So the top 7 will start on the compound tyres that they qualified on. Chubbs and Vaporon, I think, were also on mediums, but they didn't qualify on that tyre because they didn't set a lap. It's as simple as that. Around the bootleg shape we go through the second Lesmo with Recon. What are your predictions in the comment section? Are your predictions going to be the same as mine? I'd love to hear your predictions. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please comment in the comment section as to who you think is going to be top 3 here tonight in the TTL F1 Sprint Cup. I'll make my prediction as they come through Parabolica, but in terms of the overtaking, I think we should see a good battle possibly between Recon, Laser and Josh for the win. Carlsberg will be right up there if he doesn't get launched off the start. by Zero and Invictus in behind, and obviously on a set of soft compound tyre. Strategy around here, it's pretty simple. Softs, watch out from about lap 3, lap 4. You'll see the soft runners in to go into a set of mediums. They usually last around 9 or 10 laps around here. Mediums will go probably just beyond halfway. Could go to about lap 8 before the guys go into a set of soft compound tyres. Anyone that does that could be at a severe disadvantage with the undercut around here. The undercut is quite potent. My top 3, by the way, is Recon for the win, Josh for second, Calsper for third. I'm pulling little punches with my predictions here tonight. I actually made a prediction on my League of Europe race last night where I would finish third. Yeah, don't watch the League of Europe race back, whatever you do, because you might see somebody certainly rage quitting out on track. Me. But 5 red lights about to go out here for TTL F1 Sprint Cup. This is round 3 in Italy, race 5 in total. And it is, as Recon gets the drive-through penalty for jump start, it's lights out and away we go. So Recon misjudged the start, Laser, Josh and Calspell then away nicely, but Recon has already got a shot of a lead, and he's 5 to head down towards someone. Josh going around the outside of Laser, can he get the move done on a set of softs against Laser, also on a set of softs, and Josh has got through to second, technically into the net race lead. Recon has shot through 1.2 seconds in front, a little bit of contact there between Josh and Laser as they come through Curva Grande, but Calspell on the back, Vaporon on the background might have had a little bit of a mistake, and certainly lost positions to Invictus and to Chubb. Josh, Laser and Calspert filter through single file through the second chicane, through the Della Butcher chicane. Goodness me, I'll get my words out eventually, but it's Recon who leads. Drive through penalty, 1.3 seconds ahead. Don't judge that at all. He'll be dropping down to the back of the field, and he's got to make his pit stop, so count Recon out of this, I think. Josh leads, currently out on track with that drive through penalty to be served by Recon. Very good start though. Zero dropping down through 6th position, lagging slightly, but Sean is through. He's up to 5th on a set of mediums, running nicely early on. Oh, and Zero all out of shape. Goodness me, Cagino gives him a bit of a bump tap, and then Vaporon round in the background. Vaporon round in the background. I think it was right side end plate damage there as well. So Vaporon round, you can see the front wing damage off. As Invictus tries to go around the outside of Cagino at the end of lap 1. Cagino on the inside line, Zero on the outside line, and actually Cagino into the pits. Has he got front wing damage that we haven't seen? He's into the pits early, but it's Recon who leads, Josh in second. Laser actually setting the fastest lap of the race there. Calsper in 4th, and look at the battle between Zero and Invictus. Invictus has got this completely wrong down into the chicane. You can probably tell where this one's going to go. Over the curb, and Chubbs actually with Zero makes contact. Oh, not sure, might have been wrong place at the wrong time. Chubbs escapes from the scene of the incident. Zero rejoins track safely. And Cagino, in fact, goes on to a set of soft compound tyres. Laser on the back of Josh. As Zero has left the session, he can still get points. Cagino, Vaporon right in behind. Chubbs has got a 10-second time penalty for a corner cut. That was through turn 1 and 2, I think. Recon though leads, Josh in second, Laser is in third, and Laser on the back here of Josh, 5/10 of a second. In the end, I think it turned out to be not a judge booked by its cover, it's turned out to be pretty boring so far the first 2 laps, I think. A little bit of contact, Laser on the back of Josh though. Recon will still have to serve his drive-through penalty, of course, and that will cost him probably anywhere about 17 to 20 seconds, I think, out on track. So he will rejoin, I think, just ahead of Zero, who is now running in AI form. Recon now leads, Josh in second, and Recon not coming into the pit. He will have to serve up his fastest lap the race set by Recon, but he will have to serve his drive-through penalty this lap around, which could bring Josh, Laser and Calsper into a possible top 3 position. Chubbs is into the pits, and right side on plate damage as a result of his incident with Zero. But so far so good from the front runners. Laser on the back of Josh, already through lap 3. DRS of course enabled. These cars do have the full complement of running ERS and DRS. If you don't know what ERS and DRS means, DRS means the drag reduction system. Gives you about 20 kilometers an hour extra power on the car and extra speed on the car as well. As for ERS, you can see, if you view down in the bottom right of your screen, you see that little lightning bolt with the 2 next to it. That is because Laser is in fuel mode, well, he's gone on fuel mode 4, which is overtake mode, to try and get the move done on Josh. But that is the EOS system, that is the energy recovery system. Essentially, just think of it this way, when they break into the corner, they recover energy. It's as simple as that. Laser on the back of Josh though, coming through Ascari. Not close enough. Oh, and Laser's nearly lost it on the curb. Good recovery there by Laser. That was caught on board with perfectly. Now Carlsberg could have a slight opportunity to come at him down towards turn 1. They're coming through Parabolica for the third time. We'll see Recon dive into the pits this lap, and he does. Recon is into the pits from the lead of the race, and in fact Josh recovers as well. Josh, I don't think knows he jumped the start and he got a 5-place grid penalty. So Josh into the pits to react to Recon, I should say. Gaginio's gone past Zero's AI, so he's now up to 7th. Vectron has retired from the session with the second Lesmo. But it is Carlsberg who is on the back of Laser. This is for the lead of the race by 1/10 of a second. Softs do tend to degrade around here with about 5% per rate, 4% if you want a set of mediums. You can see the rate of closure there. Carlsberg looking a lot quicker on these tyres. Obviously you'll be going longer into the race and probably judging it from the likes of Recon and the likes of Josh as well. Recon actually has gained a couple of seconds on Josh. He's all out of shape coming through the first Lesmo on the exit of the first Lesmo, just catching the grass into the second. Carlsberg I don't think is going to be close enough. That's the only battle out on track. It's got a little bit boring, to be honest, in behind. These are the leads from Carlsberg in second. Better go on to lap 5 here. Very quick races, both of these races that we will have tonight for you are very quick because around Italy it's a very short track. They call it the Temple of Speed for nothing. It's 70% of the lap, I think, or 84% of the lap, I think, can be taken at full throttle, which is absolutely remarkable. It's something like that. Laser looks like he might be coming into pits. No, he tried to break the toe actually out of Parabolica. Sees that Carlsberg's got a better run than him. The championship leader trying to come onto the back of Laser. Laser's actually showing good pace. He's an academy driver at the end of the day. He could be making his way up into the main team. Carlsberg just started slightly down at turn 1. Misses braking point slightly. Victor slow into the pits. We'll catch our pit stop now in the beautiful blue sunburst livery. Gets from wing change from his earlier incident. Must have ran into the back of somebody. Invictus then into the pits. Zero is of course in AI mode. It will be quite close, I think, between himself and Chubbs. And Chubbs coming past Invictus. There he is, just coming out of the pit lane now. It's Invictus. Does he realise his pit limiter's still on? Yes, he's got his pit limiter off now. Carlsberg on the back of Laser. Chubbs, 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. That's through turn 1. And now Carlsberg on the back of Laser. Not going to be close enough this time around. You can see as he goes into the corner. He's saving his ERS. We call it energy harvesting, to be honest, for Carlsberg. But 2/10 of a second. You can see how dead Laser's tyres on. In fact, Carlsberg just wants to go for the overtake now and get the move done. And Carlsberg has got the move done. Around the outside he goes just before Parabolica. Down on the straight, gets the move done. Carlsberg into the lead of the rest. I wouldn't be surprised if you see Laser come into the pits this lap. No, he might actually be going for a bit of a DRS train here. So good battle this between Carlsberg and Laser. Look at the closing speed of Laser now. He will have to go to the inside line. Carlsberg defends to the outside line. Carlsberg trying to go around the outside of Laser, but Laser gets the move done. Repays him back. Beautiful move there by Laser on Carlsberg. And gets up into the lead of the race. But these two battling Reconers into the pits. That is for a scheduled pit stop. Of course, he had a drive-through penalty early on in the race. Carlsberg trying to come back at Laser. We're nearly halfway through here in Italy. Thank you so much for tuning in, by the way. I know there's only 10 drivers out on track. Well, 9 currently. Actually 8 if you discount Zero's AI car. Honestly, I don't get why drivers leave, to be honest, and not pick up points. There are points available, of course. He doesn't realise, I think, that there's like 12 points available for 8th position. Carlsberg on the back of Laser, though, in the meantime. 5/10 of a second. Gap not closing down too much because Carlsberg is saving up his ERS. You can see Laser. Much more confident there, Laser, that time. Carlsberg just having to take a bit of feather in the throttle. Looking good out on track. 5.4 seconds is Sean behind. Sean still yet to come into pits. Josh is technically in the net lead of the race. But watch out for Carlsberg when he comes into pits. He will be on a set of softs, Josh will be on a set of mediums. And Laser is in. So Laser inherits, Carlsberg now inherits the lead from Laser. So Laser into the pits. This is the biggest indicator of where he's going to come out of. So Laser into the pit lane. There's his pit crew ready at the bottom of the pit lane, which is not too bad of an advantage to have. Laser into the pits. Josh coming around the final corner. He's got Gaginio chasing him down. Could be quite close. I think Laser might just come up behind him. In fact, he could come up behind Gaginio, so Laser has lost a lot of time. There's Josh flying past, and there goes Gaginio, so he's behind both of them. So Laser behind both of them, which might mean he could be on for net P3 now, out on track. He's on a set of mediums, he can now get the hammer down to catch Coginio. The German driving well in 4th position. There's that man Kalsper who leads. 6.8 seconds the gap. The gap has pulled out, of course, since Laser came into the pits. Doing a really good job though, these guys out on track. See was AI car trying to get the move done on Invictus, but not going to be close enough there. Kalsper leads down towards the Scary once again. Don't be surprised if you see Kalsper or Sean come into the pits this lap. I think we might be quite prone for Kalsper to respond to Laser coming into the pits. Beautiful, nice breeze coming through, by the way, in the commentary box here in the northeast. Kalsper leading the way though, coming around the final corner at Parabolica. Kalsper, does he respond? Yes, knew he was going to respond. So Kalsper into the pits. There's the throttle in. Just a little bit slow on exit. Could have taken it a little bit quicker and try to brake right at the braking point for into the pit lane. But Sean responded as well. So Kalsper and Sean in, pretty much around lap 7, lap 8 is where I said. So both of these guys coming into the pits exactly where I predicted. Kalsper out of the pit box. Josh, where is he? Coming across pretty much adjacent to the pit wall, and I think Kalsper will be behind. Yeah, Josh comes through, Coginio comes through, there is Laser, there is Kalsper, who's going to be out on top in terms of this. Laser trying to pick up the slipstream. You can tell Kalsper is about 5 tenths ahead, going down in towards turn 1 at the Rettifilio chicane. Kalsper up into 3rd, Coginio doing a good job. To make those softs last to the end of the race, he could be on for net P2, out on track, or he could be on for P2 I should say, out on track. But now we have the dynamics change within the race. Because Josh now leads on a set of mediums, but the rest of the guys in behind are on a set of soft compounded tyres. You just see Kalsper just get into the gravel there slightly. Laser nearly followed him off. So quite similar lines taken through there. And Laser now, you can tell, just losing the time. And Coginio all out of shape. Here comes Kalsper hunting him down, the championship leader on the back of the German, and the German in fact says, you know what, I'm not letting you through, mate. Kalsper through and he's up to 2nd, no messing about there. And now Kalsper, with the fastest middle sector set, is now hunting down Josh out on track. It's 1.1 seconds to gap. Coginio is in 3rd. He can stay on in there on that set of softs. He could be on for podium. Later, of course, might just drop off the pace. So that's what Coginio, I think, might be wanting. But I think Coginio might actually come into the pits. Or is he? No, he's not. Coginio stays out. Kalsper not within DRS range. That's the fastest final sector out, down towards turn 1 once again. It's 8 tenths of a second. Josh leads, Kalsper 2nd. Kalsper just going for the inside line there nicely. Coginio chased him down in 3rd. Top 3 separated by 1.5 seconds out on track. If you are loving the action out on track, been a lack of it, but if you're loving the action out on track, then do like, comment and subscribe to the channel, and tick that notification bell if you are new. And of course, if you are here to support all of these drivers, let me know in the comment section who you're going to be supporting. Zero's AI is into the pit lane. He's going around in AI form. Unless he joins back, he will not pick up the 9th position points, which I think is 11 points if I'm not mistaken off the top of my mind. Kalsper though, on the back of Josh. You can see, running down towards Ascari, he's running no ERS. Josh running no ERS either into the corner. So Kalsper now hunting all over the back of Josh. These two, of course, part of the TTG team. Coginio on the back. Laser trying to hunt on in there, but you can see Coginio's pace compared to Laser as well. He's pulling away, so Coginio could be on for P3 out on track. As we go on to the final 4 laps. Josh leads, but this is the battle we want to see. Kalsper and Josh. But I think you can tell who's going to get the drag speed down the straight. It looks like it's going to be Kalsper. He's got the DRS in operation, and he just sailed on by Josh in the end. Josh might put out a fight down towards turn 1. It's Kalsper through into the lead of the race. What does Kalsper do? Does he hang back and fight with Josh and bring Coginio into play? Or does he go hell for leather up the road, try and set the fastest lap, and try and get the Grand Slam of victories here tonight? That's Kalsper's reckoning. You can see Josh trying to get a bit of heat into those tyres, squeezing slightly down in towards the Delaroche chicane. Kalsper though, leading the way. You can see the gap physically just on this camera angle on TV pod, and see that gap edging its way out to about 7 tenths of a second. Josh back in the DRS range, just within the DRS range. Coginio has lost DRS range to Josh in behind. Keenan still in third. He has pulled away from Laser though. Calspur leads. Josh in second. Calspur wanting to go fast as that, but down to DRS, has to save it up. Invictus is into the pits, possibly to go for that fastest lap point. That's what I said earlier. Drivers can go for the fastest lap point if they feel like it. Invictus obviously hasn't had a good race so far. He could pick up 8th position as well. Zero's AI, of course, is ahead of him. Calspur, new fastest lap of the race, 1:21 flat. That's the time to beat if Invictus wants to get the fastest lap of the race. He's got 1:23.6, so mountain to climb in terms of the times. Ed's on track, but with 3 laps to go, it's Calspur who leads. Josh in second, Kiginio in third position. Laser's in fourth. Kiginio's driving very well, I've got to say. Those tyres might start to puncture towards the end of the race. I'll certainly degrade at a much faster rate than the guys in front. But Kiginio in third, Josh on the back. Beautiful helicopter cam as we run on board. It's Calspur who leads still, Josh in second, and now Josh just briefly without DRS. He's a second off, and Invictus has retired. So Invictus has retired on fresh softs. He's retired that car through what seems like the Delaroche chicane through 4 and 5. So Invictus has binned it and is out of the race, it seems. It looks like he's retired on track as opposed to actually binning it out on track. Calspur leads by 1.2 seconds from Josh in second. Everyone coming in and saying he's so bad at this game. The new one's just around the corner, so nothing to stress about at all. 2 weeks you've got to wait, not 2 months. Goodness me. Got Recon on the back of Chubbs in the meantime. Closest battle now. Recon trying to make up for his drive-through penalty. He's going to sail by Chubbs, and Chubbs and his car look as wide as possible. No pun intended there. Recon is through and he's up into 6th position. Chubbs on a set of softs, on a wearing set of softs, now struggling. Does he go for the fastest lap? Yes, he does. But it's the time to do it. Chubbs is into the pits for a fresh set of softs, it seems. Calspur now leading, and it's gone completely and utterly boring out on track. Calspur leads though, 2.3 seconds from Josh in second. Calspur's just had the pace, hasn't he? He really has just dominated this race in the second half. And a little bit of pressure from Josh actually coming out of the pit lane. Obviously, Calspur was the driver behind, trying to attack Josh. He attacked him, got past, and now in the lead of the race, coming down into the final lap also. Calspur leading the way, Josh in second. Kiginio's done very well, but those softs beginning to go off. Later can come back in and possibly on the final lap of the race, and that's why, because Kiginio has just picked up a 3-second time penalty. That brings now Laser possibly into play, as long as he hasn't got a 3-second time penalty, it brings him into play. Chubb's going for the fastest lap of the race. You can hear a hand, by the way. I'm fanning myself down because it's so warm. Calspur leads the way onto the final lap of the race, and this is where he will go for broke. Josh in second. There's Kiginio coming across the line in third. We can see Laser just beginning to try and bridge that gap, already reaching 11,200 RPM, now to 11,300 RPM, 205 mile an hour down towards turn 1, and Josh is into the lead of the race. Calspur, what happened there? I didn't see that. I totally did not see that at all. We were focusing on board with Laser. So Calspur, has he tried to make this last lap quite interesting with Josh? I think he might have done. He might have gone behind to get the DRS and to get the move done to provide with a little bit of action out on track. But Josh now leads, and Calspur back into the lead of the race. So they're playing mind games here, these two. Calspur and Josh. So then Kiginio possibly back into play. But now Josh is going to come back at Calspur. He's got the ERS. He's got about 10% more ERS compared to Calspur. But he just doesn't look like he's close enough. He's down to ERS, and now Calspur looks like he might have this. Through Ascari for the final time, on the run towards Parabolica for the final time. It's Calspur who leads 9/10 of a second. And in the end, apart from that final lap blip or scare or whatever you like to call it, Calspur is going to come across the line to win this one. Around the final corner, very wide through Parabolica. Calspur is across the line, and he will win out on track. Calspur wins from Josh in second. Look at Laser on the back of Kiginio. Kiginio crushed it into the wall. He knew he was going to lose third in the end. Kiginio finishing in fourth. Sean will finish in fifth. Does exactly the same as Kiginio. That's a great end to the race, I've got to say. Recon has finished in sixth. Chubbs, let's see how he's doing. That was the purple middle sector. Not sure if this is going to be quick enough for the fastest lap of the race. You know what? It could be 0.5 of a second off. Let's see what Chubbs can do through this final sector. Zero's already came across the line, I do believe. So he's finished in P8, or he's finished in P8. Will Chubbs steal fastest lap? Yes, he will. 1:20.703, I think that was, from Chubbs. And he steals the fastest lap point from Carlsberg. Carlsberg will be unhappy with that, I think. But he takes the race win, which will make up for it. So out on track, it was great racing. And Carlsberg has taken race 1 of 2 here tonight in Italy. Of course, just one more race to come. And you're in the prime seat of watching more good action here on TTTV. Albeit with 9 drivers now. Let's see, we're leaving the session. Hopefully we can get them back in for the second race. But Carlsberg taking that win. And so it's a dominance now. Recon having that drive-through penalty and having to make an extra pit stop as well. Really not making any ground there at all. Josh, I think, has now gone into second in the championship, and Laser, I think, will now be third. But Carlsberg has taken the win out on track. From Josh in second, it is Laser in third, Cagenio in fourth, Sean in fifth. Not many penalties actually. Recon in sixth. Quite a few penalties for Chubbs though. 26 seconds worth of penalties. Finishes in 7th. Zero's AI card doesn't count on the results, so he will get no points at all because he didn't finish as a human driver. Invictus and Vaporon both out of the race. But it is Carlsberg who takes race 1. Race 2 will be moments away, and that means I can have a tune in to the comment section and see how you guys are doing here tonight. Probably with a bit of company, I think, in the commentary box. It's quite lonely here. Carlsberg saying his controller disconnected and he didn't go AI, so he must have went straight on through turn 1, which we didn't see, I'm glad to report, on stream. Apart from me missing it completely, that's the only bit that I saw. So, the action out on track will once again be about to begin, and looks like we're probably going to get straight on with it. To be honest, 9 drivers doesn't necessarily mean 9 drivers can mean we have the best race of all time. I think my connection has probably just taken a hit with me putting my iPad on Wi-Fi again. Hopefully you guys are still here. There we go, we're picking back up now. My apologies about that, but Italy awaits for the second race of tonight. I'm on shot qualifying again. Are we going to go on board with Carlsberg, or are we going to go on board with a different driver here out on track tonight? But here we go once again. 9 drivers out on track. Carlsberg and Sean just readying up now, obviously picking their strategies and whatever. And now we get into the second. So, are we going to see Carlsberg win again, or are we going to possibly see a bit of an upset? It is going to be cleared racing once again here at the Autodromo Nazionale di Monza, and 11 corners await the drivers out on track. Just waiting for one shot qualifying to get back underway. 30 seconds now has started, so we should be getting back into the swing of things very, very soon indeed. But who are your predictions on? Let me know in the comment section. Who are your predictions on for the race win? Who are your predictions on for qualifying as well? My qualifying, Carlsberg, Recon, Josh, first, second, third, in any order, I think, to be honest. Let's see if it comes true. If it comes through in that order that I've just said it in, then brilliant. Oh, we go on board with Vaporon. Of course, Fireboard Gaming's newest edition, Vaporon, is out on track. And again, a bit of a difference in the strategies. Quite a few going on the mediums. A 5-4 ratio there, to be honest. Vaporon now down towards turn 1. Chubbs currently out in front. Vaporon down in towards turn 1. Through turn 2. Looking very good there indeed. And this should be a very clean lap from Vaporon, hopefully. Not going to see an invalidation, hopefully. Curva Grande now awaits. We'll see the change of the order coming very soon. Carlsberg out on top, Vaporon second, Chubbs in third. 25.8 through the first sector for Vaporon. Just misses the curb slightly. That's going to put him onto the gravel, and it drops him a little way down the field. So not the greatest run through there. But through level 1 and 2, he could gain back the time. Carlsberg, Chubbs, Josh currently atop 3. Vaporon through the second level. Chubbs now out on top. Carlsberg second. Vaporon third. Josh in 4. But he's dropped down now because Recon now gets ahead of Vaporon. 52.9. in the middle sector, really attacking Ascari, attacked it too much, and that is an invalidation from Vaporon, and that is him into the wall as well. For his sake, we'll not broadcast that. Calspur now down towards the final corner in front, and do you know what? Calspur, Josh and Recon, first, second and third. I could be an absolute legend here by predicting this. Calspur down the final corner, what is that going to be? It's going to be a 119, I think, across the line. Yeah, it's a 119.2, 5 tenths ahead of Josh, Recon in third, and my prediction, set in any order, has came right for once, which is absolutely fantastic stuff. Calspur takes it from Josh in second, Recon finishing in third position. Calspur takes it by just under 5 tenths of a second from Josh in second, Recon in third, Laser in fourth. Top four separated by less than a second. Chubbs in fifth. Looked good in the first sector. Must have made a couple of mistakes in the second sector. Invictus finishing in sixth position on a set of softs. 121 flat. Kagino in seventh. Sean in eighth. And Vaporon, the only one, unfortunately, to get disqualified from the session. Which means he got an invalid lap. And it means also that he can start on a free choice of tyre. Which to him would be great. But to everyone else, it could be a dire disadvantage, possibly, if Vaporon shows his true pace and comes through the field, possibly to win this. Like we expect them all to, I think. It'll be fantastic for the viewers. But 25 seconds away. Hopefully you guys are doing very well tonight, as I say. I'm going to have another check of the comment section, see how you guys are doing. Hopefully it doesn't lag out or anything like that. But let's have a look. Maze just getting in from work, just tuning in. Good evening to Maze. Hopefully you are doing very well tonight. Hopefully it wasn't too much of a stressful day at work at all. But you're in the right place at the right time, because we're about to begin race 2 here tonight of the TTL F1 Sprint Cup. As I alluded to at the start of the session, no Kieran McGinley alongside me tonight. He has got work tomorrow, taking an early night, so I'm filling in into the void for the final race. Somebody really wants to get on with things on this formation lap. Looks like Chubb's trying to get on with things. Maybe trying to play a little bit of mind games towards the guys ahead. Calspur, though, needs to surround on the formation lap. You can see Chubb's going ahead. It's like, well, he's just shot off ahead. This is definitely not like 2018 qualifying, is it? In Saturday qualifying, of course. So now, Chubb's head in front, currently on this formation lap, but everyone else on a set of softs or mediums. Looks like majority have gone for the mediums. 2/3 of drivers, in fact, have gone for mediums. So that is Josh, Recon, Laser, Kagino and Sean, all qualifying on that set of medium compound tyres. And Vaporon qualifying on a set of medium compound tyres. He was on a set of soft compound tyres. And he will be on a set of mediums for this race. Chubbs wanting to race Calspur, it seems. Well, we're having a bit of a race, and this not sure what Chubbs is trying to do, to be honest, but hey ho, TTL F1 Sprint Cup. Just because we've got 9 drivers doesn't mean the standard should drop on the formation lap. These guys should know how to take in a formation lap. Calspur going around on this formation lap. We are about to come through. Oh, and there's been a bit of contact there. Invictus, I think that lost it into Kagino, if I'm not mistaken. So both Invictus and Kagino come into contact there. Chubbs now going back to 5th position, it seems. Everyone now flowing his way past. Calspur, Josh, Recon, Laser go by. So Chubbs will be in 5th position, will be in correct position coming around the final corner through Parabolica. My top 3, Calspur for the win, Recon for 2nd, Josh for 3rd. I'm honestly thinking we'll see a good battle between Josh and Recon. I think out on track we should see some good battling, I think, between them. Both on a set of mediums. Calspur, I think, might just run away with this right from the get-go. But you never know, these guys might be in a party, these guys might want it all for themselves. You never know what can happen in Formula 1. Especially in multiplayer car racing as well. 13 laps away the drivers once again around this bootleg-shaped track. The Autodromo Nacional de Monza. The 5 red lights are about to go out once again here in Italy. And it is... I tell them we've got. Recon hasn't jumped the start this time, which is glad to report. Calspur gets a good start. Josh gets a good start as well. And Calspur actually really gets a good start and is already nearly 3 tenths clear. Going down towards turn 1. Chubbs has got a good start in behind as well. Chubbs going very late on the brakes. Down into turn 1. Contact with Josh. Josh has managed to come on that relatively unscathed. Chubbs into the wall. Chubbs retiring from the session. I think he knew we missed his braking point there. Sean and Cagino in the meantime going side by side through Curva Grande. Well, let's take this from Vaporon's perspective if we can. Sean has got the move done on Cagino, and Vaporon in fact trying to go around the outside here, and that is Invictus totally and utterly going over the sausage curve there. Goodness me. Oh, wacky races this is turning out to be, I think, out on track. But Carlsberg leads by 1.4 seconds. Josh is in second, Laser in third. Laser on the back here of Josh. Recon is in fourth, with Sean in fifth. Position changes early on. 3 positions again for Sean and Vaporon. And Vaporon in fact going side by side with Sean, trying to go around the outside into Ascari. This is brave and bold from the Fireboy Gaming man, and he's round the outside, and what a move that is by Vaporon. Just loses the back end slightly, but gets the move done. Sean's now going to come back and down towards Parabolica. Cagino is right in the fight as well. Vaporon on the inside line, Sean on the outside line, and it looks like Cagino might try and get the Isle of Needle through both of them here. Vaporon is through and he's up to 5th, but how quick is Vaporon looking now compared to Sean, and now how quick is Cagino looking compared to both of them? It's going to be 3 wide possibly. It's certainly 2 wide down the straight. Can Sean turn the Isle of Needle as well through the middle? He can't. Cagino though gets them both done. Down the inside in towards turn 1. That's what racing is all about. Good driving, good respect between drivers, and Cagino was through and he's up into 5th position. Great move, and Sean on the back of Vaporon trying to get the move done through Curva Grande and then into the Delaroche chicane through 4 and 5. But Carlsberg has shot up in front. 2.1 seconds from Josh in second. Vaporon just outside his braking point slightly. Could give Sean a bit of a look in here. Vaporon on the back of Cagino. Just got to watch out for his back end. Looks like he's running a bit of an unstable setup. I'm sure he will notice that. Invictus is getting onto the back of this as well, so we've got a bit of a 4-car train developing between Cagino and Vaporon. In fact, Vaporon now has lost touch to Cagino. Now Invictus trying to go around the outside of Sean. He now tries to switch to the inside line to try and get the move done, but Vaporon holds on. The 6th position, Sean in 7th, and for now Invictus in 8th as well. It's Carlsberg who leads Josh in 2nd, Laser in 3rd. Here comes Recon on the back of Laser, coming through Parabolica now. Recon on the back just takes a very much wide out line. This is taking a much thinner line. Already 2.3 seconds, as you can see, is Invictus and Sean are side by side. Invictus actually getting the move done through Parabolica. We missed that completely, and now Sean trying to come back. Who's got the straight line speed? Invictus. Just got to be careful, just got to watch out for him, because Sean is now quarter alongside, and now all the way alongside, and he dives it past Invictus. Can he get the car stopped? He's over the sleeping policeman. He will have to give the position back, it seems, and Invictus is back through, possibly up to 7th. He will be. Invictus through, and he's up into 7th. But as we go on forward with Carlsberg, Childers retired obviously out of the session and has left the session as well. Sean trying to go around the outside. Oh, and Invictus comes across on Sean. Invictus just coming across on Sean. Little bit down, nearly down into turn 1 as well. He was quarter alongside, to be honest, Sean. Invictus just closed the gap that wasn't really to be closed. Sean could have had made a go around the outside. It was going to be bold and brave from him, but Invictus holds on for 7th. Sean in 8th. Sean really not happy with that. Had to get a little bit of weaving action going on there, but he will recover well and try and chase down Invictus. In the meantime though, Laser trying to get onto the back of Josh. Carlsberg has shot up in the lead. As I've said, 2.6 seconds the gap. Getting another 5/10 this lap alone. Josh is in 2nd. Laser in 3rd. There's Recon in 4th. Recon seems to be struggling here tonight, the Dutchman. Laser just eyeing up towards pit lane. Take the much thinner line down to the turn 1. Cagino. Sean is retired from the session. Sean is out through Parabolica. Invictus is into the pits. I wonder if they've had contact. Cagino into the pits as well. I think he lost that coming out of the final corner there, Sean, and Sean leaves the session. Not sure if he ran wide through Parabolica. Invictus has got no front wing damage. I think that might be actually Sean just losing it by himself, which is unfortunate. Sean out the race, but down to 7 here in Italy. It's Carlsberg who leads though. Josh in 2nd, Laser in 3rd, Recon in 4th. And it's a yellow flag in Sector 1. That's for Invictus, I think, coming out of the pit lane. It is for Invictus coming out of the pit lane. Carlsberg leads though. Here comes Recon on the back of Laser. Looks both these are going to be having DRS down the straight. What I mean by DRS, of course, is the drag reduction system. Gives extra power and extra pace for the cars out on track. But not an opportunity for overtaking. Normally in DRS zones, when they're about 2-3 tenths away, Laser's lost there. Oh, comes into Recon, and Recon's caught up. Wrong place at the wrong time. Major collision. Laser and Recon both pretty much out of the running. Laser just lost it all by himself, got caught on the outside curb. Recon, wrong place, wrong time. He tried to avoid him pretty much at the last second. He didn't, and unfortunately for Recon, that is now him pretty much out of contention. He might be out of contention for the Sprint Cup as well. Drama in Italy. Laser out of the race. Recon going around the final corner, trying to take a flat out. All granted. He's going to come into the pit lane. He will still continue on, knowing Recon. There's Coginio. So this has really brought Coginio possibly into play for now. What could be a net P3 out on track. And these guys come out of the pits. Carlsberg out of the pits. Josh continues on. Josh leads. Carlsberg second. There's Coginio. There's Vaporon. And, well, Coginio's miles out ahead. So Coginio out in third position. Vaporon out in fourth. And Victus has gained now on Recon as a result of that front wing change. Front wing changes, of course, do take 8 seconds pretty much from pitting in to get into your pit box to actually leaving that pit box. It does add another 5 seconds onto the times, which is horrible for the guys out on track. But there's nothing really much that's going on, to be honest. Josh, Carlsberg, Coginio, Vaporon and Victus and Recon, your 6 drivers that are currently going around out on track. Laser has retired from the race after his contact, of course, with Recon, losing it through Ascari. He lost it through there with Ascari in race 1, recovered it, sadly, twice to the charm, I think, out on track. Josh into the pits from the lead of the race. He will be coming out, I think, behind Carlsberg by probably around 3 seconds, I think, when he comes out of the pit lane. But Josh into the pits. Let's watch this pit stop. Goes on to a set of softs, of course. Josh out of the pit lane. There he goes. Out of the pit lane he goes, and Invictus has retired from the session through Ascari. So Invictus now has retired out of the race through Ascari. There's Carlsberg going through to the lead of the race. There is Josh. There is Coginio, setting the new fastest lap of the race. Could be a little close down towards turn 1, but it looks like Josh is going to get out ahead of Coginio. And Josh indeed is ahead of Coginio for second. But Coginio, in the alternative strategy, he did it in race 1, again doing it in race 2. Now leaves only 5 drivers to fight out this Sprint Cup here tonight in Italy. We have got Belgium, I do believe, up and coming next week as well. If I have a quick look at the calendar, I thought it was Belgium. I might be mistaken in that, to be honest. But Belgium actually might have been last week. I might be wrong, but let's have a look at the calendar just to confirm that. And we are going to be going next week to... Oh yeah, it is Belgium. I was right. Belgium, it is next week. Definitely saw it somewhere. So, Carlsberg leads. Josh in second. Josh arguably will be quicker, but can he gain 3.5 seconds on Carlsberg ahead? Coginio in third. There's Vaporon coming through Ascari. Ascari has been the pain out on track for a few of these drivers actually out on track in race 2. Of course, it is very, very warm, these conditions. If you have not experienced the heat wave in the UK, then you are very, very lucky indeed, because we are, as I said at the start of the stream, we're pretty much in the sweat box right now. Luckily, thunderstorms are going to clear the air tomorrow, and luckily as well, we're going to have rain all weekend, which is going to be fantastic. And I love the rain, and I love cooler conditions. Carlsberg leads 2.5 seconds. You can see the advantage being eaten and ebbed away at by Josh. He sets a new fastest lap of the race, 120.4. Already quicker actually, fastest lap than last time around. It's a 120.7 I think from Chubbs in race 1. So already quicker than that by quite a distance. Carlsberg leading. You can see how much fresher these softs are. They only last around 4 or 5 laps and then they begin to go off the cliff. But Josh, in his hunt for Carlsberg, is only 1.6 seconds away. It was 2.4 I think at the start of the lap. Using up his ERS again. Josh, I think, pretty much timed this maybe to perfection. Through Ascari for the 7th time out on track. We've got 6 more laps to go after this. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying the action, or lack of, in this second race. And of course, if you have enjoyed the action, if you enjoy the commentary as well, don't forget to leave that like, comment and subscribe to that channel if you, of course, are new to TTTV. The TTML will be coming up next season. I'll come to that at the end. And I'll also come on to a special event that we are holding next week as well. As Josh down to 0, as you can see how much he was pushing. He's going to go for a bit of a one-on, one-off in terms of strategy, I think. Calsper leading the way. From Josh in second, we can still see the gain now coming. Gaginio third. Vaporon staying consistent at 2.4 seconds in behind Gaginio. Vaporon in fifth. You can count him out after that contact with Laser earlier on. Calsper the lead. Josh in second. 1.2 seconds the gap. Josh taking the thinner line through Lesbo 1. And now through Lesbo 2. Don't call it the Lesbos, by the way. I know people are probably saying, well, it sounds like you're saying Lesbos on stream, but no. It is definitely Lesmos, and that's what they're called. I've seen the track about, and trust me, they're called that. So if you're new, and if you have been wondering if I've been saying a rude word out on the track, then you can be forgiven. Calsper leads the way. Josh, now, just within DRS range. But he's just going to be out of DRS range, I think. Down in towards Parabolica. DRS detection zone is there with Parabolica. Josh is out of DRS range. Only by 300th of a second, but that 300th of a second could have cost him an opportunity to come at Calsper on to lap 9 now. It is Calsper who leads, Josh in second, Gaginio in third. Vaporon getting closer now, 2 seconds the gap. That pressure tyres coming into play for Vaporon. Recon in fifth, 14 seconds off. And now the main battle, the main two here tonight, Josh and Calsper. Calsper looking to extend his championship lead. He's extended certainly in the first race. Can he extend it again in the second race? Can Josh, though, come at Calsper and take this race win off him and close that gap by 5 points? Gaginio, 3 seconds on, and he brings Vaporon possibly into play. But now, probably see where this one's going to be going, to be honest. We should see the upping of the DRS very soon indeed. In fact, Josh looks like he's just going to stay in behind Calsper. It looks like he's got the additional speed without the DRS. He just stays in behind. He makes him realise he's there. He wants to go, I think, possibly down towards turn 1 for the move. Calsper the lead. Josh a little bit wayward out of the final, out of Ascari there. Now Calsper with Josh right on his tail. 1.3 seconds to gap. Gaginio's made a mistake in the background, I think, through Ascari. Gonna get heat into the tyres. Calsper runs wide. This is Josh's opportunity. So, 4 laps to go. It's Calsper who leads. Josh in second. You can still see Josh. Maybe, I was going to say go for the bump draft, but he's not. He's got the speed. He's got the lead down towards turn 1. Comes in front of Calsper. Calsper has to brake very late. Brakes too late, and he goes into the back of him. And he hasn't made it across turn 1. There he is, cutting the inside. Calsper 3 second time penalty. Vaporon and Gaginio finding out through 3 and 4 for third and fourth. Through turns 1 and 2, and Vaporon's through on Gaginio. He's up into third position, but now Gaginio going to come back at him around the outside through Curva Grande. He's on the inside line, down into the Della Roccia chicane. Can the German get the move done on the Brit? Going to be side by side down into here, but Gaginio does get the move done, so the German repays back the favour. The German back through and he's up to third. Gaginio and Vaporon now third and fourth. Calsper after that 3 second time penalty now out of contention, possibly for the win. Looks like it's going Josh's way. Gaginio runs wide. Vaporon runs wide as well. Slight gain for Vaporon. 700 to 800 of a second gain. Vaporon not going to try and come at him. No ERS for use for Vaporon. He's got 30% ERS. He could have used it there, but I think he's going to try and get him down towards turn 1 again and try and outsmart him possibly down in towards turn 1. There's Josh who still leads from Calsper. They're about to come across the line to start the third last lap. Lap 11 out of 13. Calsper after 3 second time penalty. After that little bit of contact possibly down towards turn 1. It's now on the back foot behind Josh. Here comes Vaporon on the back of Gaginio. We take this with POV view. Gaginio jumps back and now Vaporon down on the inside line. As he realises he's alongside, he does. Vaporon around the outside. Beautiful stuff. Inches apart. Absolute perfection. And that was demonstrated, I think, by the camera angle, to be honest. Vaporon through and he's up to third. But now Gaginio will definitely try and come back to him once again through Curva Grande. This time he's not going to be close enough. It's going to go battle between these two. Vaporon coming back alive, I think, after the second race. Oh, just saying that, actually, I've just commentators cursed him. Just commentators cursed him at the wrong point. It is not a stream without a commentator's curse from me. Josh leads, though. Calsper second. Vaporon much cleaner acted out of Lesmo 2. But now, here comes Coginio on the back of Vaporon. Is he going to go for the move down in towards Ascari? Could bump draft him down towards Ascari. He opts to just stay behind. And on the tyres now, Vaporon just pulls away through Ascari by 0.2 of a second. And now Coginio's chances beginning to go. But he's going to come back at him, possibly for a couple more times during this battle. Recon, again, 14.6 seconds off him. May as well come in fifth and set the fastest lap of the race, to be honest. Recon, in fact, he's already got it. Coginio on the back of Vaporon, side by side now running down towards turn 1. Can the German get the brick done? Yes, I think is the answer. German's through and he's up to third once again. So Coginio through on Vaporon. Fireboard Gaming driver doing a fantastic job. Recon back into the pit. Is he going to retire the car, or is he going to go for another fastest lap of the race? You might have heard me that, you know. He might have heard me. He might go for the fastest lap of the race. You've already got it, but I would try and go for qualifying lap. He could try and set a 1:19, I think, Recon. But we're still going board with this battle for third. Coginio and Vaporon. I'm giving these airtime because it's purely the only action out on track, so I want to give you guys the best possible action. Recon into the pits though. Coginio a little bit wavered out of Lesbos 2. And now Vaporon on the back. Here comes the charging Brit on the back of the very clean and consistent German. And he's trying to go around the outside. He's done it once already on lap 1. And he's done it twice. Vaporon around the outside through Ascari. Gets the move done. Coginio though is fighting back at him. German and the Brit are going hammer and tongs. I liken it to World War II, to be honest, between Germany and Britain here. It is literally hammer and tongs. It's Coginio and Vaporon. The third and fourth. Josh onto the final lap of the race. Leads by 2.6 seconds from Kalsper in second. Vaporon on the back of Coginio. Now using up all of his ERS. Using up his DRS now. Coginio switches to the inside. Vaporon to the outside line. And you can see where this one's going. Vaporon is back through. Around the outside up the third. The yo-yo effect happening very much here in Italy. Vaporon's through for third, but can Coginio get a better run through Curva Grande? Look at this, he's right on the back of him. Can the German try it? Around the outside, he's done it once before. Can he get the moves on Vaporon? He opts to go, possibly down into Ascari. Josh leading the way, Vaporon all out of shape. Coginio similarly actually all out of shape, and actually Vaporon's the one that gained slightly. Josh leading the way from Kalsper in second. Vaporon, Coginio. Recon is going for that fastest lap of the race. Coginio runs wide. Vaporon nearly slides it through the corner. And now this is Coginio's chance. Up to ZRS. You can see where this one's coming. The German on the inside of the Brit. He just sails on by as if he wasn't really there. Coginio might have just snatched P3 out of Vaporon's pocket. Or has he? Round the final corner we come though. We'll go back on board with the battle in just a second because Josh has ran the final corner and Josh is the one that's going to be taking the win here in Italy in race 2. But we're going to have to go back on board as Vaporon dives it down the inside on Coginio. It's still hammer and tongs. Kalsper 5-second time penalty for spinning into the pit lane. That's been unserved. That hasn't been served, so great battle between Coginio and Vaporon. Very pleased with how that one came out. Coginio third, Vaporon in fourth. Great battle between them both. And Recon going to go for fastest lap. He's a 10th off. He needs to set a flyer of a lap for fastest lap. I think, you know, he's probably already got it. That's why he's probably taken it a little bit easily. But Recon, let's see what he can do. As Josh has won from Kalsper in second. No position changes as a result of penalties either. Josh wins though. Kalsper second, Coginio in third. It's a shame that we've had a bit of a poor attendance this week. I think we can get a look next week. But Recon across the line to finish in fifth and sets the new fastest lap of the race as well. So Recon finishes in fifth, new fastest lap of the race. I'll confirm that new fastest lap in just a second. But it is Josh who was taking the win out on track. Great fight towards the end from Kalsper. Didn't have the pace on the mediums in the end. Change up with strategy from race 1. Finishes in second. And Coginio comes out on the battle between the Germans and the Brits. 1-0 the Germans. Out on track between Coginio and Vaporon. I'm sure with that battle we'll race on to Belgium next week. And we will race on as well, similarly on TTTV. But it is Josh, your winner. Kalsper finishing in second and Coginio finishing in third. And there is the final point standings. The top 5 are only getting points because the rest DNF'd. Josh taking the win out on track from Carlsberg in second. Caginio finishing in third. Vaporon finishing in fourth from ninth on the grid. Good battle between them both. Recon finishing in fifth. Gets a new fast lap of a 1:20.366 in the end, and the time in the final sector. Victus, Laser, Sean and Chubbs DNFing. They do not pick up the points because they didn't finish the race. It's as simple as that. But Josh is your winner. Carlsberg second, Caginio in third. And that rounds off what has been fantastic racing here at the Autodromo Nacional de Monza. And it's been fantastic to bring you the action once again. The next time we will be live, of course, will be for the Competitive Racing Club on Saturday from 8 o'clock. You can join myself and whoever is going to be alongside me. I think we've got Professional back in the commentary box this week. LMP3 action, and it's going to be fantastic to watch. And I do believe we are, if I'm not mistaken, round Le Mans, which is absolutely fantastic, and it should be quite interesting to see how the guys get on out on track. And to speak about the special event that's going to be run next Friday, to pretty much say goodbye to the F1 2019 game, we are going to be having a 5-lapper night. So 5-lapper night next week. There's been already a lot of sign-ups for the event, so if you are interested, message TTG_Maze for further details on that, or you can just check it in the Discord if you are part of the TTG Discord. You can have a look on there at what is happening with that. But for myself, James Head, I will bid you farewell for this evening. Please take care of yourselves, please stay safe, and please don't stay sweaty. I've been sweating in the commentary box. Thank goodness the thunderstorms are coming. Thank you so much for watching though on TTTV tonight in Italy, and until next time, goodbye.